Hello, people. Welcome to this tarot and oracle reading inspired by Valentine's Day. It in no way means that my belief in the celebration of any emotionally fulfilling bond, be it a love bond or be it any other emotional bond which matters to us, should be restricted on Valentine's Day. But I believe this is a day when many of us are, in the mood and receptive to receive some emotionally fulfilling, guiding messages about that part of our lives which fulfills us from the heart. So this reading is not just valid on Valentine's Day, it will be relevant on any time of the day, month or year you might be drawn to it. And I've asked the question, shuffled the decks, picked out the cards that I was guided to intuitively or that fell out while shuffling. And here I have 3 piles. Again, these are not just about romantic involvements or the romantic aspects of our lives, but about any relationships and bonds that are truly an important part of our life, that matter to us and that make us feel worthy and that we are committed to. So I set my intentions, and the questions that I asked were 6 questions, and in this order. The first question being, where are you at this point of your time emotionally, or what is your current emotional quotient? The second question was, from your current emotional quotient or from where you stand emotionally at this point of time, what is it that you seek from your relationships and bonds? The third question was specifically in terms of romantic relationships, and the question was, what do you bring currently to your romantic relationships? The fourth question was also from a romantic viewpoint, and it was, what do you seek from your romantic relationships at present? And the fifth question was again in a general emotional context, whether romantic or any other way, and it was, what does spirit or the source guide you to release at this point of time in order to manifest greater and better and more fulfilling amounts of love and emotional bonding and relationships in your life? And the final and the sixth question was, what is it that spirit asks you to embrace or incorporate or imbibe at this point of time in order to manifest greater amounts of love and emotional fulfillment in your life? So again, I have now these 3 piles here, pile A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, whatever you might like to call them, and they have 3 little hearts. I have 3 little hearts here, one on each of the pile. These tiny little hearts I found among trinkets here and there in my house. So go ahead, close your eyes and take deep breaths and open them, and without taking too long, choose whichever pile you feel intuitively guided to, not just based on the shape of the hearts on them, but in a whole way. And remember, these are not customized readings once again, so I have not tuned into anyone's specific energy of a single person, and so some of the portions might feel uncannily valid for you, feel relevant for you, and make sure to tune in inside and to make deeper context of whatever it's trying to say to you in your context, because these are general readings. And also ignore the portion which might not feel relevant for you. Take back whatever feels of value to you, and I hope that all these piles will have some value definitely and some relevance for whoever of us might be drawn to it. So connect to the spirit and go ahead and choose your pile, and let's have your readings out here. So okay, now these are the cards that have come out for group A or group 1 or pile A. And this first card which has come out, Temptation, this is in response to the question, what is your current emotional status, or where are you, how are you currently situated emotionally? Now when this card comes, it's usually an indication of some kind of strong impressions currently going on in your life, which you might be carrying from events or experiences you've carried over from past births, and the energy of which and the responses of which are still embedded within you. Now, when this card comes up, it's usually indicative of something within you which is flowing from a dark space, which is flowing from unhealthy emotions or an unhealthy sense of self, or which is creating unhealthy emotional patterns or responses or behavior of some kind, and in response to certain situations with regard to certain people within you. Now, this might be some kind of excess. Usually it is indicative of some kind of excess in this context of a relationship or love relationship or any emotional relationship. It is often very indicative of some responses or patterns which are unhealthy for the life, for the well-being, for the health of the whole relationship. And this is usually always indicative of something within you which needs to be released, which needs to be healed in order for this lesson, because this is a major lesson, major arcana card, and therefore it's a strong life lesson which will keep recurring till you let go of it, till you understand what it is and allow it to heal, no matter how much pain, trouble, effort, commitment it takes. Now, usually when this comes, it's something, as I said, within you which needs to be healed, and therefore the commitment to that healing also has to come from within us. The understanding has to come from within us. It's possible that you're leaning towards some kind of excess in your relationships, either a love relationship or any other relationship which truly means a lot to you. You're either intruding into another person's boundaries, not allowing them the freedom to be who they are so that they can just fulfill your expectations, being too clingy, too excessive in your demands, too unreasonable in your demands, too fear based in your responses, too insecure or petty or jealous in your responses, exceptionally demanding. This could also be about addictions, sexual addictions, or addictions to other negative habits, of ways of being. Or this could be about you allowing this kind of behavior to be received by you allowing or enabling this behavior in another person, even though it affects you negatively, just because you are insecure or in a fear-based place, or you lack in self-worth, or you lack self-love. So whatever it is, whether it's flowing from you for another person, or whether it's flowing towards you from another person, it speaks of something within you which is allowing that to continue. It's also possible that every time this behavior happens within you, you are aware when it creates some kind of an emotional drama or an unhealthy response. There's something you feel you're in the grips of which is unhealthy. You know that subconsciously within you, but you're unable to help yourself. You're unable to really let go of indulging in that behavior or that response. And this is typical of the lessons of this card. There's something which has its strong hold over you, over your responses, over the way you behave in some situations, but which is very, very much within your own power to heal. You have the control at all times to let go of it, to banish it from your life, with understanding and with looking at it in face and with working upon it. So it's always your choice, your decision to get ready to work on it. And it's flowing from within you. It's not from an external condition. It is from within you, no matter how you feel about it. So this is really important for the good health of your relationships, for the true flow of emotional joy in your relationships, and this will keep recurring till you really heal it. It's not necessary that this is something which creates drama in your life every day or disallows you from feeling generally emotionally balanced in your life, but whenever this happens, whenever this pattern crops up in response to a situation or in response to a behavior of a loved one, it creates drama, it creates havoc, or it creates disturbance, it creates excessive emotions, it creates some kind of unhealthy responses, and it creates negativity for everyone around and the whole environment. So this is the lesson which is there in your emotional vibration at the moment. Now the next the question was after this, that from where you are currently, from the emotional place you are in currently, this is a different question. So what is it that you seek from your relationships and from your bonds? So this is again a major arcana card. This is a sacrifice card in traditional tarot. This is the Hanged Man card. This is always about allowing lessons to come from a place of silence, from a place of patience, and place of being unhurried. This is about unhurried initiation. You are someone who maybe has an understanding that not all of life's lessons and answers can come to someone who's impatient. Not everything can come quickly. Not all answers can come quickly. Not all answers can be superficial. There are times in life when a lot of situations and a lot of relationship dynamics will need some answers which can only come through patience and through waiting and through learning the lessons which you need to learn in order to reach to those answers. So you are someone who understands the importance of waiting, of patience, of sacrifice in relationships, and not always adopting a restless, aggressive approach of making things happen. Sometimes no matter how hard you work, sometimes no matter how aggressive or action oriented you become, you have to hold back. You have to be patient. There is no other way. So you wish for this kind of thing to happen with you. You wish for people whom you love to hold space for you, and sometimes it's a possibility that sometimes you feel that people don't hold space for you, or you feel that they judge you too quickly or too harshly, or make assumptions about you too quickly which are not right. And if only they would wait a little bit, have some patience, not based everything on quick superficial circumstances. They would really go deep within and truly try to understand you, and they would truly hold space for you, truly walk along with you, and truly you know make that kind of sacrifice for you, show that kind of patience for you, so that you can truly mature together and truly reach to a place of greater bonding and understanding in a relationship. So this is what you, it seems, what you do expect from relationships. Okay, so now we have these other cards. These are in response to the question, what energy do I bring at present to my romantic relationship? So this was asked specifically for romantic relationships, and these are some wonderful cards out here: 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. This very clearly speaks to me about you being someone who brings a very solid, committed, dedicated, earthy energy to every romantic relationship. Now, whether you're someone who's seeking yet someone to be in a committed relationship with, or you're already in a committed relationship, you bring this kind of grounded energy. You could bring this grounded energy either through your ability to contribute material abundance, a strong material foundation to your loved ones, or also through the way you are, your nurturing ability to create a nurtured, well-grounded, solid space of safety and security within your home, no matter how big that home is, so that there is a sense of security and stability. You are not someone who likes to be in a limbo. You bring that sense of a good solid foundation in any relationship. And the 7 of Pentacles also makes me feel that you're someone who's not afraid of being patient, who likes to who in order to create a secure legacy together in a committed relationship, to create a secure future together, you sometimes need to work and be patient, sow the seeds and then be patient in order to them to truly flourish, the rewards of your labor and patience and hard work and the commitment, whether in terms of the work you are putting it, or the finances you are working to build, or just the order and the solidity you are working to bring in your life. So you are someone who's ready, who knows how to wait patiently, and you bring that patient, solid, grounded energy, a committed energy. You're all about building solid, committed future foundations, and because you feel a romantic relationship, it cannot be worthy without this kind of solid foundation. So you bring that kind of solid energy into a relationship. You're also someone who likes to bring in a lot of joy in relationships. You like to celebrate when, even in romantic relationship, you like to celebrate together with your friends, with people who are important to both of you. You like to celebrate, party with your soul tribe, with friends, with family. You like to indulge in celebrations, joyous events, occasions. You like to have a close group of people to indulge in, to celebrate with, and you feel that kind of energy you bring. So the Death card here is nothing to be scared of, because in this context about the energy you bring, to me, it makes me feel that you're someone who is very aware of and has the ability to be aware of whatever it is that does not serve the highest good of your relationship, and you're always ready to release it, whether it's old patterns, obsolete ways of thinking, obsolete ways of being, whatever it is that in a major way will impact or impacts the well-being of your future together. You are not someone who will cling on to it for the sake of it. You will allow it to be release. So that says something really good about you. And even if you're someone who is not in a committed relationship right now and other relationships do come your way, you will not be someone who will be afraid to let go of the relationship if you feel it does not hold a good future together. If it's not, a solid future cannot be based upon it, you will let it go no matter how painful. So because you know that when you release the old, when you release the unwanted, when you release the toxic, when you release what no longer works, is the only way to bring in new. Death is the only way to bring in new life. So you know the importance of that, whether it's a relationship or whether it's negative patterns within a relationship, in order to allow that relationship to flow to a new, more solid level. So I think that's a wonderful trait to have, and since you have this trait, you can always work upon this temptation card, also using this very talent of yours. Okay, so now we have these two other cards here. Sorry, my screen is a bit shaky today because I cannot use my hands here much on the cards. I have to hold my camera today, so apologies for that. So the Nine of Pentacles here. Now these two cards are with, you know, with relation to the question, what is it that you seek from someone else in a romantic relationship? What energy is it that you seek from someone else in a romantic relationship? And again, a Pentacles card. Now this card again, it truly speaks to me about you being someone who is very, for whom solidity and security and stability in any romantic relationship is very important. You're not just a romantic fool. You know that just a love life or future cannot just be built on poetry and roses and starry dreams, although they might be important. But you are someone who, just as you bring stability, you seek someone who can bring stability, emotional and material, and you know, security and stability of a solid future. You seek that in your partner. You seek that from a romantic relationship. Someone who can provide well, who's worked hard enough to make a future together for you, and so that you can relax back and then enjoy the abundance of life without having to, you know, live in fear, without having to work to live from hand to mouth, or having that kind of fear, or you know, you are secure in life. Security really matters. So for you, someone who is able to create that kind of security, abundance for you in life, and so that you can sit back and enjoy and not be worried about that aspect any longer, that is very important for you. Now this Two of Cups strangely here reversed. So Two of Cups is a very heart-based card. It's about beautiful emotional relationships, whether that's romantic or in any other part. In this case, of course, romantic. So this is about beautiful relationships together, where their people are equal, where they truly honor and love each other and bring an equal amount of joy to the relationship. It's a healthy, respectful, joyous, heart-based, wonderful relationship of great promise. So this, when it comes reversed, to me it speaks that there might be some aspect here which you need to be healed, which you might need to heal from what you seek of in someone. So it's again, I think again, of that Devil or the Temptation card which you received, the first card. So this makes me feel that somewhere you are subconsciously, obviously none of us does that consciously usually, so subconsciously you might be seeking relationship, you might be seeking an unfair or unequal partnership with people, whether it's unequal to you or unequal to another person. Either you might end up expecting something excessively of another person, or you might be expecting too much of yourself in a relationship. Again, it speaks of something unhealthy which needs to be healed. So when you seek this kind of relationship subconsciously, so this is something you might, you know, have to just work a bit on. Now the other question was that I asked was, now what is it that that spirit wishes you to release? What is it that spirit wishes you to release in order to manifest greater love and emotional fulfillment in your life? And you've received these cards. The first one is retreat, the other one is passion. So what is it that you need to release to help you receive greater love and create greater emotional fulfillment in your life? So I feel that passion. Now passion is a great thing. Passion is not just about, you know, love based passion. It's passion about life. It's passion about whatever you love doing, because you bring all of that into any relationship. When you have a passion for life, and you have a passion for living authentically, and you have a passion for a true joyous relationship, you bring all of that into romantic passion also. So you might, it's possible that excessive passion also, because if it's unbalanced, it might be disturbing the health of a relationship. So wherever, in whichever aspect of your emotional life or romantic life this is, you might have to, you know, kind of temper it, kind of balance it out. And also retreat here. Now retreat, it says it's time to disconnect from the world. But since you have drawn this card for the question, what is it that you need to release, I feel that it's possible that some of you, especially some of you who might be looking for the right kind of relationship or right kind of love in your life right now, it's possible that you have been in too much of a retreat mode or seclusion mode, maybe to the hurts of the past or to whatever, or you are, it's time to come out from that seclusion, from that retreat, and be back in a balanced way. So it's very interesting for me that two cards come together, passion and retreat, which are kind of opposite of each other. Passion being real involvement, passionate involvement into something. Retreat being the other way, turning around, turning away from something to go into your own self. So for me, these two cards coming together, they just speak about just a balance of passion, involvement, and a balance of seclusion in your life, if there's been too much of retreat or too much of passion. So when you can bring that balance intuitively, right amount of excitement, right amount of involvement, right amount of giving, and right amount of stepping back, moving away, creating boundaries, when you are able to create that kind of balance, release any kind of excess either this way or that way, you will be able to create in long term a greater hope, a greater and greater possibility of more and more emotional fulfillment and love manifesting in any way in your life. And then finally, I have these other cards here, which are in response to the question, what is it that you can imbibe in order to create, greater love in your life, greater emotional fulfillment in your life. So this one here, it talks to me again about love begins. So this is a beautiful card to receive for anyone who is still single or who's looking for love or greater emotional fulfillment. There's a lot of things in your energetic vibration which might come to fruition if you continue going ahead, learning your lessons, continue maintaining this kind of energy, or continue learning, letting go of whatever you need to heal in order to come into this. Now this card here, past life relationship, is again, it could be about someone who's going to enter into your life in the coming weeks or months, or someone who you've already started knowing, or someone who's already part of your life. So please know that you do have you've known each other from the past life in some way, and you've come together because you need to know to learn important life lessons together, whether it's going to be a committed forever union or it's not a forever union, but it's going to be a deep union, and there are lessons which you hold for each other in the romantic context, since this question was asked in a romantic context. So this is something which you can imbibe, an understanding of this, that this is a past life relationship, and so that you work on it and you give it that kind of honor and commitment which this kind of relationship would require. A superficial approach will not work in this relationship. So imbibe that deep learning, deep understanding within you. Even if this is a committed, beautiful relationship, there might be parts of it which might be unsatisfying or distressing or unhealed in both of you. So know that these are lessons from past life which need to be healed, and therefore you can only heal them from a point of love and commitment, and know that you can transcend them together. Also consider your foundation. This is the third and the final card here, and it says, look at how committed you are to love. I think this very nicely ties up the whole reading, because it speaks very clearly again that you are someone who truly values a strong foundation, stable foundation. For you, a love without a solid foundation of life is frivolous, it's not worthy, it's useless. So you are someone who's committed to the love. You're committed to it, and you expect your partner, your other one, to also to be committed equally to it. So you are committed to this kind of love, and that's a lovely thing. So continue to imbibe this attitude and honor it, and just make sure that it does not make you become excessively attached to this, because there are other things other than foundation. There are lessons which come to you the other way. Just know how to be balanced in your commitment to creating solid foundations together, and you'll be good. So I think this was a a pretty decent reading, and it did give out some clues to whoever of you might have chosen this reading. I hope it holds some valid lessons for you, no matter what time and which month or which year you are guided to this reading. So I hope you enjoy that, and now I'll move on to the next pile here. Okay, now these are the cards that have come out for group 2 or group B, and it's a very interesting spread, as you'll realize as I'll be revealing all the cards slowly. Very, very interesting. Now the first two cards that have come out are in relation to the question, what is it, where are you placed emotionally currently, what is your emotional status, or how do you feel emotionally at this point of time in your life. And these two major arcana cards have come out, and the first interesting thing which I want to talk about is that these cards are polar opposites, and these are the two cards which fell out for you, and these are polar opposite because one stands, these are both major arcana card again, which stands for major life lessons, but the first one here is about the divine feminine, and the second one is for divine masculine. So the first one is about the going inside, learning your lessons inwards, being guided in your relationships, because this is about emotional aspect. So being guided in your emotions and your emotional relationships through a sense of inner knowing, through your intuition, to finding your answers or seeking your solutions inwards, to going to a space which lies within you and not just through outer distractions or outer solutions. And the other one, the divine masculine, is all about creating outer order, outer structure, outer authority, outer discipline, reason, logic, practicality, being ruled from the head. So all of that. So both these cards coming out here it's really interesting, because to me it indicates that a major chapter is going out on emotionally in your life, whereby you're being guided by both the forces of yin and yang to create a perfect balance in your life. Now, this does not mean that you are already a personification of both of these forces and in a balanced way, in a perfect way. All it means is these forces are both going on in your life, and probably if you're someone who's really perceptive, are already realizing this in different ways, because you find yourself being guided to go inwards for some answers to your relationships or romantic relationships or others, to go to the sense of inner knowing and not just depend on outer circumstances and what seems obvious externally. And in others, you are being guided to be, to take decisions through your head, through your sense of logic, practicality, and all of that. So this is, yin and yang, and we understand, I think, that how important both these forces are, because everything in the universe is about the balance of yin and yang, as we also say Shiva and Shakti. So one is incomplete without the other. It only creates disorder and lack. So both these forces are really important, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, in order to bring us to a place of balance in the universe, in any nation, in any country, in any relationship, and any situation, in everything and anything. So these two forces are currently going on and guiding you in your emotional responses and relationships, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Now, when this card comes, the authority one, it's a traditional the emperor card. This also indicates that it's possible. It might stand for some important male authority in your life, some male relation, a husband or a father, someone who is in a position of authority in your life, and who, a lot of your life, a lot of your emotional well-being is dependent on this person. He is a person who holds some control, some authority in your life. And so your current emotional well-being, a lot depends on the dynamics, on the ability of your relationship with this person. Now, the other card that we have here is with the response to the question which was asked. Now, this is the question. This is the firm foundation is in regard to the question, what is it that you seek from your relationships and bonds, from where you are currently emotionally? What is it you seek from your relationships and bonds? And this is a very self-explanatory card, firm foundation. You seek a firm foundation from them, but through I intuitively I feel, and also through the other cards which I've received, which I'll be revealing now slowly, I feel very strongly that this is not just about a material firm foundation, because this is in response to an emotional question. This is about I feel this is about your root chakra. A firm foundation is also always about root chakra. I feel that somewhere, either through your past birth or through the experiences of your childhood in this birth, you faced a kind of subtle or major sense of lack, or your needs or your emotional needs not being fully engaged with or fully being met, and that has made contributed a lot in the making of who you are emotionally at this point of time. So there's always that kind of somehow, even if subtly, a kind of sense of lack inside you. There's a kind of fear of abandonment. There's a kind of fear you don't have complete trust in the ability of the universe to provide always for you, or to keep you stable and rock solid emotionally, or to make sure that your needs, emotional or material or spiritual, will always be well provided for. So there's that sense of fear inside, sense of insecurity, sense of distrust, and it comes from a core unhealed issue in the root chakra. Root chakra is all about a sense of belonging, a sense of stability, security, and everything else in our life can only be built when that foundation is secure. It cannot be built from if we are feeling constantly insecure about our surroundings, about our home, about our emotional well-being, and the well-being of our loved ones. So this is what you seek from those relationships, perhaps. more than even the material well-being, you seek an emotional anchoring, you seek a firm emotional foundation, someone who can truly, you know, will truly be there for you, never abandon you, always be there for you no matter what emotionally, and give you a solid emotional rock solid foundation of well-being and joy and care in life, who will be there for you. You look for this, not just romantic but emotional relationships. You seek for firm foundations, people who will be there for you, people who through whom you can find that sense of emotional anchoring, and be able to release that sense of lack or that fear. So I think this might be creating a lot of other things into your life. This is what you seek from your relationships a lot. Now, these are the cards which have come up in response to my question, the next question: what is the kind of energy that you bring to a relationship, to a romantic relationship? What is the kind of energy that you bring? And these are the cards. Now, these cards being the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Wands. I strongly feel, again, see the Six of Cups. If you see here, the Six of Cups is all about past memories or past connections, nostalgia, but this card is reversed here. Now, when this card is reversed, it, to me, again, it links with what I just spoke about in the firm foundation card. To me, it speaks about a kind of imbalanced or unhealthy, a preoccupation with the past, memories of the past, or there's something about which there is nostalgia, some sense of incompletion you feel with the past, from your childhood, memories, from your childhood bonds. There's a sense of incompletion. Either you are fixated with them because you wanted more from them, or there were such few bonds which truly gave you fulfillment that you cannot let go of those bonds, even though they are no longer a part of your life due to circumstances or distance. You are preoccupied with them, and this is disallowing you from being present in your whole and self in your current relationships. There's a sense of preoccupation with the past, over nostalgia, and this might be because of because of things which need to be healed. They have not been released in relation to the past. There is too much of romanticization or thinking of the past, what worked, what did not, the sense of lack or the little sense of fulfillment that you felt, too much need, too much thinking about those that brought you joy, and because a lot of things did not bring you joy, did not truly fulfill you emotionally. The Ten of Wands here, emotion, in this context of this question, also seems to me that you carry a lot of load. You're carrying a lot of load. You need to release it. A lot of unwanted energy, a lot of burdens, and you're almost, becoming a martyr. And you tend to carry on this, in your personal current relations, in your personal, equations of this. Of adulthood, whereby you tend to, because you're so insecure and because of your sense of lack and your lack of trust and so unsure of your emotional needs being met, that you tend to often become a martyr and give off too much of yourself to people, with the hope that they will not abandon you, or with the hope that you can please them, or with the hope that if you do this or this for them, or take up or make yourself inseparable from everyone, people will be there for you. But in that process, you've carried on too many responsibilities, taken on too many burdens, almost become a martyr or a victim, and you need to let go of all of these. So this is the kind of energy you're currently bringing into a romantic relationship, whereby you end up becoming overburdened because of your own sense of lack and fear, because you take on too much without putting on healthy boundaries, and your preoccupation with the past. The other energy which you carry, because remember, we are not all perfect. We are an amalgamation of not a single thing or a single memory or a single trait, but a lot of them. The other energy, the other part of you, is this King of Swords, which is a totally different energy when you're in this mode. So you are someone who, sometimes it's nice. You can be pretty action oriented, and you can be in your head, lots of ideas, lots of energy, lots of thoughts, lots of, you are capable also of thinking logically, mental capacity. But there are times when you might be too hurried, or you might make decisions in haste. You might be doing things in a haste without completely thinking them through, without completely pausing. And this again might come from the fact that you're not completely grounded in your trust that things will happen the way they are meant to, and you don't always need to be over aggressive in your action, or in too much of impatience or restless hurry to go about here, do things, bring on ideas, take on things. So this kind of energy can be really good when it's required in certain cases, but not always. So this is the kind of energy. So this is just a guidance that to use this energy only in the right manner, in a balanced way. Very interestingly, you also have here the Justice card, which is all about fairness and logic. This is a major arcana card, and this is about justice flowing into every aspect of your life. So when it comes with relation to what energy do you bring to romantic relationships, for me it's about, you know, you being concerned with, you know, being fair and balanced to everyone. That is your intention. It's another thing whether you are able to do this at this point of time or not, because in order to be this person you need to be truly healed. But somehow that is your intention, that is the energy you try to bring in. You wish to there to be a balance for everyone, a fairness for everyone in relationships, for everyone to get their just rewards or retributions in relationships. So this is the kind of energy you wish to bring in, or, you know, you imbibe with it. It's there within you, of fairness and logic. This is again to do with swords, just like the Knight of Swords. It's about swiftness, not making decisions based on emotional excesses, or but on the basis of what is just, or fair and right. So this is the energy you bring. Okay. So now we move to these other cards here, and this is where I said there's something really interesting. Now these cards here are the cards you have drawn with relation to the question, what is it that, what is the energy you expect from someone else in a romantic relationship, from the other person in a romantic relationship. So you've got two towers here. Now the first one is a reverse tower, other is straight, and these are both different tarot decks. And both times I received this tower. The first time it fell out, the second time I shuffled and asked my hand to be guided to pick out a card. So it is very, very interesting that both you've received two towers from different decks. To me, it seems to answer this question, which it tells me that you seek for someone who can truly protect you from the, you know, from any kind of misfortune or any kind of unpleasance or any kind of disasters of fate. For me, this is what, I'm not even going to go into the reversed or the upright, because majorly what this is screaming out to me is, again, this is connecting to the root chakra. You have a major lack of trust with the ability of life to take care of you. You are almost subconsciously almost fearing disasters to happen, and that your needs will not be met, and you will be met with unpleasant surprises. All that you have will be taken away from you. Your foundations, the tower is all about foundations, shaky foundation. When the foundation of something is shaky, it falls apart, it disrupts, and everything falls down. It comes crumbling down. See, everything is in your spread is speaking in a major way about foundations. So you seek from someone in a romantic relationship, you seek, kind of a proof, kind of a, padding that you will be safe from any disasters, you will be provided for emotionally. Maybe you've got so hurt in the past that through heartaches or through your emotional needs not being met in other relationships, or maybe as a child, that you live in a kind of inner fear that these things will happen to you again. You will end up fearing heartache or emotional abandonment, or feeling uncared for, and people who you love going out of your life. So you seek for that kind of proof, you seek that kind of cushioning or padding from anyone you are involved with in a romantic relationship. The Strength card here is again upturned, it's reversed. So this, to me, it speaks about, in a way, you are seeking, I feel that you're seeking for people because somewhere you have this fear of lack, and that you're not able to take care of yourself emotionally, and you're not strong enough emotionally, or you're not sure enough emotionally. You seek for the person who is there with you to be aggressive. I feel to be aggressive for, to truly be, even if they have to be aggressive for your emotional needs, for to be able to emotionally provide for you, to be emotionally be there for you. And in this expectation of them, sometimes you might unreasonably feel that they are being too timid, or they are not taking care of your needs. You don't appreciate patience. You don't sometimes appreciate a patient approach, Sometimes you might feel that if a person is too patient, it might be taken for weakness, or it means that they are not emotionally strong enough, or they're not standing up for you. So you might really wish them to indulge in aggressive action on your behalf in order to give you that sense of emotional well-being or feeling of being emotionally protected and guarded and taken care of. So this is the sense I feel. And so this is something, this really talks about some issues which you might need to truly work at to heal. And here is the last part of your reading, the last two questions. The first question answered here is, what does Spirit wish you to release at this point of time in order to manifest greater love and greater emotional fulfillment of all kinds into your life and your relationships, be it love or other relationships? So the two cards, very interestingly, which have come out for you is, one is children and the other is express your love. Now, since these are things, issues surrounding which, there are some things you're being guided to release, let go of you, because these things are not serving your highest good or the highest good of the emotional fulfillment and love which you wish to, create, or if it's already there, to make sure it stays that way and to enhance it. So these are things you need to release and let go of, issues related to these things. So the first one being children. Now your love life is being affected by children. Now this could be a preoccupation with children if you already have them, or something to do with children, your need to want children. Maybe if it's about a romantic relationship, or if it's between husband and wife, maybe one of you wants a child, the other one does not want a child. So something to do with that, or excessive preoccupation with children, which is not in a balanced way. In some way it is hampering your connection with each other, or hampering you being able to invest in a balanced way in other aspects of your emotional relationship. So whatever it is, this is important for you to discover for your own self. Also, this could be about childhood issues to do when you were children, when you were a child. This could, again, going back to the same thing, the same pattern running through your entire reading, entire spread, all the cards which have come out. So this could be with regard to what you faced as a child. So some childhood issues needing to be healed, and you could do that through therapy or through meditative practices, or through doing inner work in whatever way resonates with you, to some holistic modality, or whatever way, doing past life regression or whatever it is that could help you. So whatever it is in this way, whether a current issue related to children, or whether an issue rooted in your own past as a child, something is there which is hampering your ability to be whole and fully give of yourself in a balanced way emotionally. So this needs to be released. And express your love. Go ahead and make romantic gestures. So if you have a very strong inhibition or a fear, or you're too self-conscious, again coming from some issues which need to be healed, you feel you are scared of being authentic even when you truly have feelings for someone, whether you are yet to be in a relationship with them or whether you're already in a relationship with them. So this is asking you to release your inhibition, asking you to release so much sense of control and worry and fear, and to go all out there, your fear of spontaneity, to just express yourself, be spontaneous. Everybody likes to be appreciated. Everybody likes to receive gestures of love and compliments, and being told that they are loved, and to receive uninhibited symbols and expressions of love. So go ahead, you have it, and you go ahead and do that. Do not allow whatever inhibitions or whatever it might have been in your past or your childhood to create that fear or that lack of spontaneity in you, to make you so guarded that you're not able to truly let go of all fears and insecurities, and thinking that if I express myself truly or express myself in this manner, it'll embarrass me or it'll not be reciprocated, and you're like shielding yourself, therefore you're protecting yourself. So that much guardedness is not needed. It's preventing real emotional joy or love, whatever it might be, in romantic love, from flowing into, it's like blocking it off. So release that fear, release that control, release that guardedness. Allow yourself to be open and spontaneous. Express your love, express it wherever you feel. Your heart will guide you. You will know when you need to do that, and allow yourself to do that. So the other cards here are, I move on to these last question, and these 4 cards have come out in relation to that for you. Now, the last question was, what does spirit guide you to imbibe in order to create greater, even greater love wherever you are? You might already be feeling satisfied in a good place, but what is it that can allow you to sustain or create greater love and emotional fulfillment in your life? So spirit asks you to, this is what I was calling, one of the other interesting parts of the spread, healing family issues. Again and again, we are coming to the same things. Again and again, the same, things are being spoken of. So this is guiding you to heal some issues which you have with your parents. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Again, talking of some feeling of lack, some issues of abandonment, some issues of emotional fulfillment and pain which flow from your childhood, which flow from the lack or scarcity of emotional bonding that you felt in the childhood due to whatever circumstances, or due to the personalities of parents, or due to other issues around you, due to hardships, or whatever it might have been. It could be anything. This is creating problems in your current ability to be open to love, even when it might be looking at you in the face, true love. Because you also have drawn a card of true love here, which says this is the romance of a lifetime, which means that either this love is already there for you and you might be taking it for granted, or might not be allowing this person or this kind of love to truly flow, or it's there in your life, it's meant to flow to you, but past issues are, you don't trust, you fear that you are never meant for this kind of love, you're never meant to be loved, you fear, you want so much of it all the same, sometime, someone to truly give you emotional anchoring and never to abandon you, want that, but you fear it just as much, that you will not receive it, or you're not worth it, or it'll be taken away from you, and you're blocking all of it from flowing, even when you're meant to receive it. Trust that no matter you might have felt in the childhood or at any other phase of life, this is not necessarily about childhood, but with any part of your family or any kind of emotional lack with any person in your life while growing up, whatever emotional unpleasant experiences you might have gone through does not mean that they will be repeated. They might have been lessons for you to learn, which if you have truly learned and transcended, will open the way for, what is meant to come true to you, will open the way for the balance and the good parts to flow to you, for whatever there's reason for lessons, and they're meant to lead you to the abundance every which way, and that emotional abundance and true love is meant to come your way. Don't block yourself, don't be impatient, don't block yourself, don't try to control things. As you also have a card here, I will not try to control the uncontrollable. If something is meant to happen, it will happen. If there are lessons which are meant to come to your life through unpleasant experiences, they will happen. Again, I go back to the Tower cards. You are too scared about things happening to you in a disastrous way, about things falling apart from you, and you're just trying to, that might create control issues. You're just trying yourself and people you love to, all the time control things for you. That is not possible. We cannot control life. We can only allow life to flow. In fact, when we try to control everything too much, the opposite of what we want, what we wish for, has a higher tendency of happening. So do not try to control things. Everything will never be in your control. Trust, let go, and you have a much greater chance of allowing everything which will give you joy to flow your way. Do not, just keep your fear in tower moments that your tower will come crumbling down. You have a greater chance of this happening more often if you just live in that constant fear, because you will just create that kind of energy which will create those things. So create an energy of trust. Things are meant to fall in true place for you. True love is already there or is on the way. It will find you, whether in the coming months or years. Trust, don't worry, don't guard yourself, don't be in a fear mode all the time. And also consider your foundation. Again, look at how committed you are to love. It's just your own commitment to creating true love, and just your commitment to feeling worthy of true love, no matter how other people might have made you feel at any point of time. It's your commitment to create this solid foundation which will create the energy of that foundation to be built for you through emotionally fulfilling relationships and true love. So just work on the positive aspects of yourself. Don't allow your energy to be wasted on the negative aspects of fear and insecurity and guardedness and lack of trust in the universe. Create a solid foundation. Do that in a positive way. Know that you are taken care of. Know that you have the ability to create a solid foundation of emotional anchoring and emotional fulfillment in your life. So wow, I feel that was one intense reading for group 2, group B, and I hope it did feel relevant in some way or the other. I'm sure it did to whoever was guided to it. So well guys, now it's time for me to move to the next group, group 3, for their reading. So now it's time to talk about the reading for the final group, group 3 or group C. And these are the cards that we have here. So the first question that was asked was the usual one. How are you guys emotionally placed at this moment, at this point of time? What is your emotional quotient? So you have drawn some wonderful cards in relation to this question. There seems to be, in fact, a lot of harmony in a major way underway at present in your life. There is harmonious union, high possibility of a very harmonious feeling in a romantic relationship, the feeling of being with the one you're meant to be with, the feeling, the knowing of being with your soulmate, of whether it's been already a while since you're together or whether you've just recently, started discovering each other. There is this absolute sense of deep knowing, or this deep guiding feeling that you're meant to be together. There's a lot of harmony in this mutual connection. There's a deep sense of surrender with each other. There's a deep sense of rising together in this surrender. So there's that kind of a possibility, or the existence of a romantic involvement, which the kind which comes back from past lives, and which is that soulmate kind of connection in which two people come together for the highest good of each other, and not only they discover the new and best aspects of their own selves, but they take the relationship. This is the kind of relationship which has the power to make you soar to the highest levels of emotional and deep inner romantic fulfillment, and also spiritual fulfillment through this kind of connection. So that's you feel that way in your life with who you are currently with, or with who you are wishing to be with. This passion ignited, this is a card which speaks of spirit. You are feeling very connected with spirit, or with the divine, or with the source, or with whatever it is that makes you feel faith, or that makes you feel part of the universe, that makes you feel connected to the light. And that is a sense which is not just governing that aspect of your life. It is flowing into your emotional self, because when we feel connected with spirit, when we feel connected with a deeper knowing, when we feel connected with the universe, when we feel that love and that source and energy flowing through us, when we truly feel in alignment with that, it works magic also in our emotional capacity to give to our relationships, and to invite those kinds of relationships, fully abundant, joyous, meaningful, enriching relationships, deep relationships into our lives. So this is the phase that you're going through, and the universe card is a wonderful card to receive. It seems that for many of you, you are already in or nearing the end of completion of a whole cycle. A lot of lessons have been learned which have brought you to this phase. You have a sense of inner accomplishment emotionally, a sense of feeling of joy, a sense of wholeness that you're experiencing through the relationships you're part of, or in a major relationship. There's a sense of coming whole circle, and that a whole lesson has been learned, or you found the one you were meant to be with in that sense, and you're ready now for a new chapter, because every completion is also automatically a new beginning of a new chapter. So there's that whole sense of success in a fulfillment, and it seems like the world is your oyster. It could also mean that you're planning to travel with your loved one, you're planning to explore the world, or you like to travel around with your loved one, and you're having a lot of that is a lot part of your life in this current phase, or has been a part of your life in the recent past. Travel together, discovering the world together with people you love, with the one you love, with your partner, or that kind of thing. So there's the whole sense of coming full circle and sense of fulfillment. Now when we come to the next question, which is what is it that from this state, the state you're in, the current emotional quotient in your life, what is it that you are seeking from here on in your relationships? What do you seek from your bonds or your relationships? So this is you have drawn a lot of reversals, and which seems to be the pattern in your other cards also, a lot of which you've drawn, as you'll soon see. So here you have a lot of reversals, as I said. So suffering in silence is one of those. Now, what is it that you expect from the relationships, from the place you're on? What is it that you look for in the bonds and relationships in your life? So this third eye chakra inverted, or in this silence, suffering in silence, that it makes me feel, because this is in a way both about like mental and spiritual processes. You seek for your relationships to empower you, so that you do not wish to, you do not have to suffer in silence, you do not have to face mental anguish, you do not have to be in a place where you feel trapped, where you feel neglected, where you feel worried, where you feel a sense of anxiety, agitation, where you feel in a lower vibrational state, where you feel part of mental processes which do not empower you. So you like your relationships to be able to empower you, so that any kind of suffering, any kind of circle of suffering which you've been part of can be broken, any kind of healing work that you're doing, any kind of self-limiting mental patterns or beliefs that you have about your own self, of that or that have been created in your life, would be broken through the power of that relationship. So you like your relationships to be empowering, you seek that from your relationships, not only for yourself. I have this sense that you also seek that from the other person, whether you're in a romantic relationship or a committed any other kind of emotional relationship. You do not like to see people suffer in silence or be the victim of their own mental processes or mental limitations which they have imposed on themselves. You like them to free themselves, to go all out and seek the answers, and to release whatever it is that traps them mentally, to seek for bigger answers, to trust in the ability to do so, to be connected with the spirit, with the divine, which is also reflected in this third eye this third eye chakra, which is related to your third eye, which is your mental and psychic and intuitive abilities, your connection with a deeper self, with your intuition, with your ability to an inner knowing. So you like people to operate from this kind of a thing. You don't like relationships to be. So here's a lot of don'ts also. When in your spread, there's a lot of what you would not like, what you would not appreciate. So from that sense, so it also shows that there might be certain blocks which you're facing around these issues. It's possible that in the past you have events or experiences with people, or in the past births also, whereby you have had to face these issues. Your relationships have caused you to suffer in silence. You've seen your loved one suffering in silence, and you are passionate, from deep within your spirit, revolts against this kind of relationship, this kind of living, and you like your relationships to be empowering for all people involved, so that people are connected to spirit. They know that the universe is there, and they needn't be trapped with limitation. Entire universe is there to support them, and they are guided, and to connect with the universe with the third eye, to connect with the inner knowing, which is also this is also the theme in the Chariot card. Again, you've drawn that inverted. So this again seems to speak to me that through your relationships, you would like for dualities to be conquered, to be balanced, to the yin and yang, or the different opposing forces in life to be balanced, in order for a semblance to be created, a semblance of sanity. You like people to bring greater control and greater direction, greater focus to their aims in life, and you do not like distorted energy, unfocused energy in relationships. So this is what you seek in relationships, basically, a kind of whole order, balance, outer balance, focus, and also a connect with spirit, not a disconnect with spirit, not a disconnect with your mental powers, which creates suffering in silence. So you seek that kind of empowerment from any bonds and relationships, and there might also be healing around these aspects which you need to still be working upon. Now we come to the other question, which was part of this spread, and you have your cards here. So this was the third question, which is specifically in terms of romantic relationships. What is it that you bring? What is the energy which you bring to romantic relationships? Now again, as you can see, we have quite a few reversals here, which might be talking of issues which need to be worked upon. So the star card, the first card, is a beautiful card. It's a beautiful energy for anyone to bring into a romantic relationship. This talks of hope, it talks of healing, it talks of joy, optimism, gentle, nurturing energy. So you are someone who brings brightness and a sense of hope to any romantic relationship. You're like a balm to their soul. You're like a balm to anyone's wounds. You're like a balm to your partner. You have that in your spirit, that soothing, nurturing, cooling vibes. you're a hope to anyone who loves you in their darkness. So you have this powerful, don't ever underestimate this powerful energy which you truly bring to anyone in a romantic relationship, especially if they are down or depressed. You have the power to bring hope and light to their world with your energy, with your soothing presence, with your spiritual presence, with your nurturing ability, with your connection to the divine. The Six of Pentacles inverted talks about groundedness. Now, while you also have the King of Pentacles here, so it talks about the stabilizing energy which you bring. You do appreciate stability in life. You also have power to create the energy to bring, create stability, material stability, and a solid, secure foundation with your loved one. You do have that kind of energy to be in a really solid place of abundance and be very practical, very mature about creating solidity, to be able to create abundance together in a very mature way, and to be very earthy, balanced, to create that kind of legacy, that kind of life together, which is filled with abundance and which has a solid foundation for you and your loved ones. So you absolutely have that energy, and you, even if it's not there right now, you totally have a possibility to create this kind of future for you, where you are that personification of a balance, of that solid protection, of material abundance, of being rooted in knowing the correct value, having worked hard for what you seek as a secure, stable future for your loved ones, and giving solid material advice, solid advice to anyone in these issues. Also, the Six of Pentacles reversed here might also mean that sometimes the energy you bring can be unbalanced, and I have a feeling it's possible that it's unbalanced more for you, so you might end up giving more of yourself to another person. So it might be a guidance for you to create solid boundaries, because please know, the universe, I always say this, universe is a very neutral energy, and if you just keep on giving too much of yourself, you just end up draining of yourself, and you end up sending messages to the universe that you are not ready to receive. You're not ready to receive what you're worthy of, and you are here just to give, and you end up being part of unequal partnerships, unequal relationships, whereby you just keep on giving in a way which is unhealthy, which does not serve your highest good. Because in order to create a balanced relationship, balanced union, it is very important to also know your boundaries, to honor yourself first before you can give out love, or before you can give out nurturing to others. You have to give that love to yourself. You have to do it from a place of self-worth, from a place of inner empowerment, and knowing your own worth, and knowing that you deserve to be just as loved and valued as you would like to, the love and value as you would like to give out to others. So the Six of Pentacles might be, sometimes you might be creating a imbalanced energy, and too many people might be dependent on you, or you might create too much of sacrifice, or might be giving out too much, sacrificing too much for other people, and creating an imbalance with your generosity or your overgiving. So you might need to take care of that. The 10 reversed here of Swords makes me feel that you might be bringing energy from past hurts into current relationships, current romantic relationships, which might need to be worked on. Again, as I said, a lot needs to be worked on. You are someone who's very aware, as has been made clear by some of your cards. You're connected to spirit. You have the ability to root yourself and seek deeper answers from spirit, and work yourself more and more in order to become more spiritually grounded in life. You have that awareness of what you need to do, but yes, there are issues which need to be healed. So there might be some issues from the past where you felt backstabbed, or where you felt like a victim, or emotionally, or in some way, or through the actions, responses, or behaviors of others, and you felt extremely betrayed and let down. So you might have still not gotten over those hurts, and you might be carrying those hurts, and that might be interfering in sometimes into in some interactions, that might be interfering with your ability to wholly and create even greater love and emotional fulfillment in your life. So because this might be an issue which might be cropping up at some times and blocking you. So this energy might need to be cleared, knowing that the past is past and you are healed. Especially you have the energy of the star. This is the energy you bring in relationships, a healing energy totally. So this is very much valid even for you. When you have the ability to bring that energy to others, you absolutely have the ability to bring that to your own self. Everything is healed with the star, with the optimism of the star. Everything is covered in hope, no matter how deep the past or how stormy the pain or how stormy the past might have been. So you just need to bring that, because when the star comes, there's nothing which cannot be healed, there's nothing which cannot be covered with hope. So just take care to heal this energy. Now we come to what is it that you seek from others in a romantic relationship, the kind of energy you seek from others. And again, as you will see, you have drawn quite a few reverse cards. So it makes me feel that you're, through some issues, you are very clear. You might not be as clear of what you want, but you are very clear of what you don't want, what you absolutely don't want. So the Three of Cups reversed could be, in a romantic relationship, you are very clear that being loyal matters a lot to you. Infidelity is absolutely inexcusable. Three of Cups in this case, for this answer, makes me feel it could be about, it's possible that you've been hurt in the past because of someone's lack of loyalty or cheating on part of a romantic partner. It's possible in some way, or you have a fear of that, so something, or you've seen that in people and you absolutely despise it. And so for you, commitment, absolute commitment, unquestioned commitment is very important. You cannot tolerate even the thought of anyone bringing in that kind of energy into your into your bond, into your romantic relationship. You are very sure that this needs to be a commitment, and you're also very sure that you don't like interference from any other person in a relationship. In this case, this could also mean in-laws. You're very sure you don't like interference or intrusion upon your boundaries. For you, it's a sacred space which you hold with your loved one, and you do not appreciate any other intrusion into the decisions and the life which you hold together. Also, the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups here, this for me speaks about that you look for balanced unions. Again, no interference, no negative interference, no intrusion of boundaries by another. You look for a heart-based union with someone, an equal union, respectful union, a heart-filling, completely joyous union where everybody becomes whole. You look for that union. That's the kind of energy you seek from a partner, to come wholeheartedly into your union and be ready to be a complete part of a complete half part of a whole, and to give of themselves fully, so that both of your cups, emotional cups, are full. The inverted Queen of Pentacles here, it's pretty strange kind of to receive this in what energy you seek in a romantic relationship. And also the Empress reverse. Now these are cards of great solidity, abundance, manifestation, prosperity, grounding, rooting. So when you draw them here reversed in answer to this question, it makes me feel kind of that you might be someone, you don't wish for for your partner or whoever you are involved with romantically to be too concerned with material aspects, to be maybe you've had that in past experience or seen that in your family or through some other experience, or you've carried that from other experiences in other lives. You do not truly appreciate very much. Of course, you like solidity and you would like your needs to be taken care of, but you do not really seek someone in a romantic relationship who's too preoccupied with material solidity or with creating stability and material abundance in life all the time to the exclusion of other things. You like more spontaneity, you like more joy, you like knowing that you have enough is good for you. You have trust in the ability of the universe to provide, so you do not like a preoccupation with that. You also do not like over nurturing, over clinginess, which might be the negative traits of the Queen of Pentacles on the negative aspect. So this is very much in balance with your Three of Cups, which you have drawn here, because they also talk about your need for independence with your loved one. You don't like interference, so you don't like over nurturing. You don't like over nurturing or over corsetting. You don't like your partner or anyone to be over possessive or jealous or those kinds of things. So that is possible here. So you want them to take it a bit easy and not go overboard with the emotional preoccupation with you, or over preoccupation with creating financial abundance, or over nurturing, or being over clingy, that kind of thing. You truly do not have the heart or the appreciation for those kind of things. So these were the first part of your reading, and now we will go on to read the last reading for the last two questions. So what is it that spirit would like you to release at this point of time in order to create, no matter where you might be emotionally or in terms of love, so in order to create even greater opportunities and manifestation of love and emotional fulfillment in your life? So first of all, this card, chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So I believe, because this has come as a request for release, so I believe this is something which guides you. Not that I think you're not already aware of this. This is a guiding force that never make your decisions, romantic decisions or emotional decisions, usually romantic decisions when we're talking of romantic chemistry, magnetic chemistry, based on just chemistry, because they might lead you astray at times. So that is very important, of course, in a romantic union, in a romantic relationship. And it's also possible this card has come out because there is someone in your life with whom you're feeling a strong magnetic attraction. This could also be possible that you're already in a committed relationship and there is someone who is, inducing these feelings in you. There's a strong magnetic attraction and you cannot help being drawn towards it. So in any way, whichever way this means, this card has come up to guide you to make sure that chemistry, just a chemistry, is never a basis for a commitment. Now, if you're someone who's single and you're attracted to someone who's single, this might be guiding you to explore it further, because you feel a strong attraction, and to explore other factors which go into making a strong, truly worthy relationship. But this also might be an indication or a caution if you are already in a committed relationship, or if you are attracted to someone who's already in a committed relationship. This might be a caution to not let just chemistry get the better of you, and to make your decisions, to do anything from truly a well considered and a deeper aspect, from a deeper true knowing, in order for it to create only what is right for everyone involved. Deception, again, now it's very interesting that you get the deception card also along with the chemistry. So you have been asked to release any deception, if it's just in the case if you are attracted to someone when you're already in a committed relationship with someone else. So it might mean that you're deceiving your partner already. Now you're wearing a mask, kind of, or even if you're not overtly wearing a mask, you're trying to mask, because you are developing feelings for someone else, so you are kind of forced to wear a mask. So it's asking you to let go of deception. Wearing a mask is never good for anyone, in any case. You have to be true and honest and authentic with each other. We all deserve wholehearted commitment when we are in a committed bond. So, and also if there is someone else out there who might be deceiving you, so you're being asked to be wary of it. But definitely, since it's in the context of what you need to release, and this is not just it's a strong indication this might be in a romantic area, but even otherwise, because this could be in any emotional context, in context of any emotional relationship. Please make sure that you're authentic. You do not deceive people. You're not even guided to be who you are not, just to make them happy, just to make feel that this will create a safe zone for them and to give them comfort at the cost of your own inconvenience. So make sure that you are truly expressing your authentic needs, you're expressing your authentic self in any relationship that you're part of. And whether it's with the idea of deceiving another person, or whether it's with the idea of just pleasing them and making things easy for them at your own cost, please do not deceive your own self. Please do not deceive anyone. Please be authentic and real and true. So those are the guiding answers. And then for the final question, which was, what is it that you can imbibe in order to create and manifest even greater love in your life, greater emotional fulfillment in your bonds and relationships? So forgiving and learning, very naturally, as I said, you have drawn a lot of reversals, so there might be quite a few issues you need to work around. There's a lot of healing which is being needed in your life since the past, which might even be past life issues. But On the whole, I have a sense you're a very grounded person. You have the ability, you have already an awareness of what kind of healing your needs are, and what kind of guidance, what is the source of your guidance. You seem to be someone who's guided, attracted towards spirit to seek your answers and solutions, not someone who's frivolous or looking just for shortcuts and quick answers. So that is a great heartening thing. So forgiving and learning, you already might have been doing a lot of this, you already might be aware of this, but these are the answers. That forgiving and learning, when you imbibe that forgiving and learning, you will release the negatives of the past, the darkness of the past, and all that held you down, and you will open the way for manifesting greater joy and greater emotional fulfillment, because you will release all that taught you lessons, was there for a reason. And now, since you have seen through it, you have accepted it, you have learned it, you are ready to release it and not allow it to hold you back any longer than was necessary to the lessons you were meant to learn. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. So this is again talking about, if you have romantic feelings for someone, especially if you're single, please go ahead and take your time and work your way through it. And this might be just a time for a great love or a new romantic union to happen. Or it could also be guiding you in case you're someone who's single and looking to, do things which make you feel good, because only when you are already feeling good and loving your own self, loving your life, will you be able to manifest the flow of another person into your life who fulfills you in a romantic aspect. So first you have to bring that feeling of joy and the whole spirit of passionately in love with life within your own self, knowing that what is meant for you, who is meant for you, will come your way. It might also be guiding you to take the lead, go out to other places where you have greater chances of meeting the right persons for you, the right soulmate, the right romantic partners. So go out and be there and be part of the fun, and allow manifesting of your romantic interests, so to say. Assess the essence of my every desire can be fulfilled. Again, guidance that whatever you wish for can be fulfilled, but you have to be in alignment with it. Let go of old hurts, old pasts, old wounds, and know that when you work from a place of healing and joy and making sure you are in a vibration of joy and healing, you will create that kind of partnership. It's wonderful for me to see these two spirits soar over here. So you can create togetherness and whatever it is you seek, truly emotionally engaging, meaningful bonds, when you give out the right vibration and you are in the right place yourself. New love, embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So it's possible that love might happen through your work. This is not just romantic love. This could be a whole emotional sense of well-being and a whole emotional sense of fulfillment which you're finding through your work, or through a spiritual purpose which you have in life. So be aware of that. So this might be a way of bringing deep emotional fulfillment which will flow to even if it's not directly about a relationship, it will bring to you to a point where whatever joy flows within you will automatically flow to your emotional relationships, to your romantic relationships. So well guys, that was all the reading today, and for all these three groups, the romantic and emotional fulfillment based general reading. For anyone who's interested in personal readings, customized readings, where I tune into your own specific energy from a distance, just using your picture, please feel free to get in touch with me through email at antahsaara@gmail.com, or through my Facebook page, or through my website. And I hope you all have a truly fulfilling, loving, joyful, emotionally whole weeks and months coming ahead with you, and all that you need healed will find healing. Take care and have a great Valentine's Day and all of the days filled with love and joy. Bye bye.